Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Priestess and Medium Rosalind. So, guess what we're talking about today? This is deciding about your twin flame or your soulmate because, we have this thought in our mind often when we meet someone and when we've been in a relationship with someone and we're close to them and we feel so divinely connected, or you feel that this is such a deep soulmate connection, that this could be your twin flame. I just want you all to know and understand the information that I give you today. It is coming from some experiences I've had as being a reader, an energy worker, and studying, different aspects that I see repeatedly with readings and sessions with a lot of you beautiful goddesses and masculine that come to me for information. And also, I've had my own twin flame journey, and I've had journeys with several different soulmates that were kind of intense. They did not lead to permanent, long lasting relationships or marriage, but I do have some experience in that realm of twin flames. And I'm going to tell you something. I actually began to read for twin flame and twin flame energy after I had my own experience. Before I had my own experience with actually meeting and getting to know my twin flame, it was not even a topic in my mind. It was not even a thought in my mind. So let's get started with some of the basics. That way, at least we'll have a foundation, in your life. It may clarify some of the thoughts you have, some of the doubts, some of the questions that you have about your own journey. Okay. So, first of all, soulmates, I'm going to start in with soulmates. Soulmates are very comfortable to us. When you meet a soulmate, you will usually feel a feeling of comfort. Okay, it's a very comfortable feeling. You will feel like possibly a deja vu feeling or a deja vu connection, the connection of, I've known this person before. You may start to open up to that thought, even if you haven't before in a previous relationship or when you've met someone. You may feel really compelled because you meet this person and it could be under some unusual circumstance. It could be a circumstance of, wow, how did we even connect? This was even a divine meeting. It was a divine connection. It had to be because I never go to this store, or I never attend events like this. I went to, an event about some offbeat topic. I never show up here and I met this person. So you may have some of those coincidences going for you, and you may start to feel that this is a soulmate connection because you feel so comfortable with this person. You meet, you've got things in common. Your background seems to be in common with one another. You may have similarities in how you grew up. There may be similar life paths, issues in the family seem similar, where this person seems to automatically relate to you, so it feels very comfortable. You may start to share things about yourself, and this person may share things about themselves with you, and you're like, wow, we can actually trust one another. We actually seem to have that connection where we know we have each other's back somehow, you know. Usually, with a soulmate, you may feel that, this is almost like family. So, possibly if there's romance, you may feel definitely that somehow, if you have this basis of feeling very connected, feeling that this person can trust you, you can trust them, you've had similar issues growing up, that you just know that this may bloom into a romance with all of these things in common and how close you feel to them. Okay. So let's talk about how this is so similar to a twin flame. Okay. Some of you may wonder if your soulmate is your twin flame, right? because I had thought about it, definitely. I had thought about, wow, this connection is so intense, with some of the soulmates, because we all have multiple soulmates in our lifetime. Okay. We all have multiple soulmates. That's something that a lot of people, they don't know this. Let's just compare it to a twin flame. With twin flames, usually you're going to notice something happening in your life that's major before you meet this person. Okay. So it could be that you've had a major life change. It could have been a health issue. You could have had some trauma in your life that you didn't know if you were going to come out of it okay. Okay. You may have started to open up and look for a spiritual path to find healing, to find recovery in your life. You may have had some things happen to you or a connection that was very spiritual, and you started to connect to your higher consciousness. Some twin flames also have so much activation going on spiritually that they start to discover and align to their soul path and their soul mission before they even meet their twin flame. Okay. So this is something that may be very different from your soulmate. Okay. Because you really may feel actually activated by a higher light, by a divine coincidence that it's just too profound for you to look past it. It may be a life changing incident, trauma, an event in your family, something that seemed insurmountable, and it caused you to go so, so deep into your soul's path and your journey that you started to feel you were aligning to your own soul path and your soul awakening and wisdom. Also, another thing with twin flames, before they meet, they may start to narrow down their friendships. They may start to narrow down their family time with people who don't have the same vibration. Okay. That is very important aspect that some people tend to overlook. So when you do meet your actual twin flame, it will feel very different. It will feel very different. And some twin flames actually do have such a connection that's profound, and it's just so much activation happening right in the beginning of the meeting. Okay. So I think this might be across the board. It may be across the board because a lot of twin flames that I speak with, they have not physically come together to live in the same city or to move in together. Some are actually meeting online sometimes, which I always say, move slowly, move with caution if it's someone you've never met before online. But they usually start to understand and know that this is a higher, almost like a divine resonance, a divine vibration that they're feeling right at the beginning few weeks or few months. Okay. Spirit is also speaking about the task. The task. Okay. So with twin flames, usually what will happen is you will start to understand and realize that not only do you feel very, very close and very connected, you will start to have a task or mission together. The two of you may be doing things very similar in your life together. For example, my twin flame that I met in person, and I was around him a lot in person, we actually do the same kind of work. He's very ascended in healing, teaching, higher consciousness, thoughts, paths, journeys, etc. We had a lot of similarities together, okay? And we both were called to work together as if in a divine plan. After we had known each other for a couple of years, we were actually called in to work together, okay? So you will notice those huge divine synchronicities, even if the two of you aren't in union together, in the same home or planning marriage, etc., you will notice huge synchronicities that will call you both together into action to use your divine skills together and your higher consciousness wisdom together to help higher consciousness for all of man and womankind, for the world, not just for the two of you, not just for the two of you that want to be, you want this connection with the person, but it won't be just for you two. The energy that you have together will be for you and for the world. Okay. So imagine the magnitude of that. Imagine the magnitude of coming together and realizing you're going to fulfill world purposes and that your energy is being sent out, the energy from the two of you being balanced and aligned and following your hopes of helping the world that is actually activated in this higher God consciousness and mission. Okay. So let's take a pause for a second here. That just think about it for a few seconds. Think about the magnitude of that and the emotion of that. Think about how different that is than meeting someone who's just coming over sometimes for, sexual reasons, or someone who's coming around you only when the two of you want to play around, or the two of you are still using substances to numb your pain. The two of you do not have higher consciousness thoughts or good things to say about your life path or past experiences. The two of you don't know how to forgive, how to love one another. These could be things that may be ironed out, but usually in a twin flame relationship, in a twin flame union, you're going to both be kind of cruising along at a different kind of energy that's really high, really profound. And oftentimes in readings and in sessions, I will get asked about, well, is it possible that this person will leave their marriage and come to me? Is it possible that this person will stop seeing me and stop lying and stop texting other people and being with other people? And usually that is an indicator that this may not be your twin flame, because two twin flames that are actually coming together, clearing and aligning their energy, is going to match and vibrate much more closely together than being way, way, way across the charts in consciousness. So I do encourage you, if you do feel that this is your twin flame, send love to them, send higher consciousness energy to them, send love and light to them and blessings. And you can speak those things out and you can feel those things. However, I don't think that it's really a good idea energetically to spend all of your time and all of your energy and all of your hopes and dreams to align someone who is drastically in another level, another consciousness than you. That would take a lot of energy for one person to do that, twin flame or not. Okay. So let's move on to another aspect of this, to the twin flame relationship, the actual twin flame union. One thing that happens that is so profound, and you can't plan this, you cannot see this coming directly at you, because some of the things that happen in a twin flame union are so, so significant and they're so sacred that there's no way you may have seen this or planned this. One of the things that may happen is not only will you have dreams about your twin, you will actually at different times hear their voice and have visitations with them, especially if you're relaxing, you're meditating, you're drifting off to sleep. Sometimes you will actually have soul visitations. I've experienced that and it's wild. It is wild. There's no other way to fully prepare yourself for that. Actual visitations where they feel and seem to be right there with you, and this can be intimate. It can be like, astral travel together with your twin. It can be like intimacy with your twin. The two of you vibing together at night when you don't have your defenses up, and there actually are portals there for the two of you, because you're so synced together. That is something that is so spiritual, is so highly aligned. At different times you may hear their voice, you know, like they're really speaking to you. You can actually hear their thoughts. And you get that feeling so, so strongly of yin and yang, but it's so much more than that. It's so much more. amplification than just that. It's like the true masculine, the true divine feminine. They're together at one. It's like at different times you are becoming one. Okay. Now, the last part of this I want to talk about is it's the actual this actual thought that everyone is your twin flame, everyone is your soulmate because it's so popular, quote unquote, it's so popular right now. This, I don't think is a good thought for everyone because sometimes what happens is you have someone who is in a weakened state, they've been through trauma, and they keep clinging or dwelling to someone who is not their soulmate at all, and they're not their twin flame at all, but because of society and the phrases we're using with twin flame and soulmate, they begin to think that, OMG, this has to be one or the other. And they start to cling to this person, and they start to suffer and bring their own vibration down. And that's dangerous to me because when you start to bring your vibration down that low to think that you need to cling to someone who doesn't have time for you and doesn't love you, then you're creating that low vibration even more. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. So I didn't want to get so deep into trauma that can occur, but I just want you to be aware that it is possible if you're clinging and dwelling and holding on to someone who could not be your twin or your soulmate. Okay. So I hope that you have been able to get some good information from this presentation or this broadcast between us today. I hope you've appreciated it. If you would like a direct session with me, you can go to the Goddess Tree. I'll put my links below. And as always, I want you all to have a beautiful and wonderful day and take care of yourself, okay? I'll talk to you all soon. This is Priestess and Medium Rosalind signing out. Bye-bye.